In this video, we're going to do some fun and interactive speaking practice to help improve your fluency and confidence. This is a great opportunity for you to practice speaking out loud as if you are having a real conversation with me. So let me explain how the video will work. First, I will give you a prompt or a question, and you will pause the video and give a response as if we are having a real conversation. Then I will give you my own answer to the same question or prompt. Next, I'll show you some useful phrases that I used in my answer and how to use them correctly. Finally, you will give your response again. This time you will improve your response by using the words and phrases that I provide. So are you ready? Let's go. Your first prompt is, what are the benefits of learning a language? Pause the video, give your response, and then continue. Well done. Now it's my turn to answer the same question. For me, the benefits of learning a language are more than just being able to speak with people from other countries. I think it's so important to understand other cultures and people from different places, and the best way to do that is to learn their language. It can help us to better understand different cultures and also really get an idea of how people in different parts of the world communicate. I really like how sometimes in English there are words that don't exist in other languages, and in the same way in other languages they might have words and phrases that they use all the time that just don't exist in English. Another benefit of learning a language is that I think it helps your brain to work it in that way. Your brain is like a muscle, so learning a new language, the grammar, the vocabulary, pronunciation, I think it must be really beneficial for our brains. Okay, now let's look at some useful phrases that I used in my response. For me, this is something you can use when you want to give your opinion. It's like saying, I think, or in my opinion. For me, there are many benefits to learning a language. I think it's so important too. With this phrase, we're going to use the infinitive. For example, I think it's so important to learn another language. Or I think it's so important to understand different cultures. It can help us too. Again, we're using the infinitive. It can help us to learn about different cultures. It can help us to exercise our brain. Another advantage is, so this is a good one that I used to introduce more information. Another advantage to learning a language is, so now you have some useful phrases that you can use to improve your response. So pause the video one more time and give your answer and try to use some of these phrases. Well done! I hope you found that the second time you gave your response, it was much more fluent and you were able to use some of the useful language. Now let's move on to prompt number 2. Tell me about your favorite book. Pause the video and give your answer. Now it's my turn to answer the question. Okay, my favorite book. The title of the book is Shantaram. The main character is from New Zealand or Australia. I actually don't remember. He's from one of those two countries, and he is an escaped convict and he's on the run, and he goes to India so that he can escape being caught and sent back to prison. I think it's set in the 80s, so when he's there, he's in what was then called Bombay. And it's basically about his adventures living in India and all the different people that he meets when he's there. I love this book because I think the characters have really interesting stories, and I think the writer does a really good job of painting a very vivid picture of where the character is, the different adventures that he has. It made me really want to visit India, which is a country I've never been to before, but would love to go, and even more so after reading this book. Okay, so that's my favourite book. Here are some phrases that I used. The title of the book is a nice way to start introducing what the book is called. It's about, so this is what we say when we want to talk about the story. It's about a man who escaped prison and his adventures in India. The main character is, so this is how I introduced my main character, where he was from, you could say their name, what they do. And I love this book because, so the reason why it's your favourite book. So here we go again, pause the video and give your response and try to improve it by using some of those phrases. Well done, nice work. And please do let me know in the comments what your favourite book is. I'm always looking for book recommendations and I would love to know what all of you are reading. Now, if you are enjoying this video and finding this speaking practice useful, please take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more English language content just like this. Thank you very much. And now let's move on to prompt number 3. What sports did you enjoy as a child? Pause the video and answer. Now it's my turn. What sports did you enjoy as a child? Okay, I think my favourite sport was tennis, and the reason I liked it was because I would arrive at school quite early in the morning. My bus always dropped me and my friend off before everybody else, so we had lots of spare time. And we got into the habit of going to the tennis court that was in the school play area. And we would just play tennis in the mornings. I enjoyed it because it was something I did with my best friend and was a nice way to pass the time before school started. I remember I also used to like running, especially running long distances. I was in the cross-country running club at school. So at the end of the school day, we would meet and then we would go running around the school field, which was fun. I was quite good at running because I had long legs as a child, so that was probably a reason why I enjoyed it. Okay, let's take a look at some phrases I used. My favourite sport was. Nice and easy to introduce what that favourite sport was for you. I enjoyed it because. Your reason why you liked the sport. I remember I used to like, and with this phrase I used the ing. I remember I used to like running. I remember I used to like playing tennis. I was quite good at, and again with this one we use the ing. If you're using good at, it's always the ing. I was good at running. I was good at swimming. So now it's your turn once more. Pause the video and here are your useful phrases. Well done! Let's move on to prompt number 4. Which country would you most like to visit? Pause and answer. Now it's my turn. Which country would I most like to visit? And I would like to begin by saying this is an impossible question to answer because there are so many countries that I would like to visit. But for the sake of this video, I have to choose only one. Actually, I'm going to be very specific and choose not just a country, but a region in a country. I would love to visit the Dolomites in Italy. The main reason I want to go there is because I've seen so many photos of the beautiful mountainous landscape and I think it looks so stunning. I imagine it's a really peaceful place. I think that you can probably go hiking and walk around in the mountains and see beautiful views from everywhere. That's something that I really love to do. So that's the image that I have of this region in my head. If I went there, I would definitely go hiking and try to see as much of the natural, beautiful, mountainous places as I possibly could. But since I would be in Italy, I would of course also eat lots of delicious food because I know that the food in Italy is really good. Okay, so that's my response to the question. Let's look at some useful phrases that I used. I would love to visit. So when we say I would love to or I would like to, we're going to use the infinitive form to visit. I would love to visit Italy. I would love to visit Argentina. The main reason I want to go there is, so we are introducing our reason for wanting to go. I imagine it's a really place. Insert your adjective of choice. I imagine it's a really beautiful place. I imagine it's a really peaceful place. If I went there, I would. This is a second conditional. It is hypothetical. We're not talking about something that is definitely going to happen. It's not a plan. It's hypothetical. I'm daydreaming. If I went there, I would go hiking. If I went there, I would eat delicious food. So try to use a second conditional in your response to this question. Here are your phrases. Off you go. Well done, we are now on to our fifth and final speaking prompt. Tell me about your favourite film. Pause and answer. And now it's my turn. Okay, choosing one favourite film is very difficult, but a film that I really love is The Lord of the Rings, and that is all 3 Lord of the Rings films that I'm talking about here. The reason I love this film or these films is because I just really love the story. I read the books as a child and something about the story really captivated me. I think it's a fantastic film because it stays quite true to the book and it's set in New Zealand, so the scenery and the landscapes that you see in the films is just amazing. In fact, it was watching these films that made me want to visit New Zealand. If you haven't seen The Lord of the Rings, I do recommend it because it's a great story. You can look at the beautiful landscape of New Zealand, and it really is just such a classic, epic film in my opinion. So some phrases that I used. A film that I really love is. This is more interesting than simply saying, my favourite film is. A film that I really love is. The reason I love this film is, I think it's a film because, insert your adjective of choice. I think it's a fantastic film because. I think it's an amazing film because. I recommend it because. So a few different phrases you can use to talk about your favourite film. For the last time, pause the video and give your response again and try to improve it with these phrases. Well done, and again, I would love to know your favourite films, so please do leave me a comment down below and let me know. If you want to continue speaking practice with another video just like this, click here and I will see you there.